What's going on, y'all? It's the Council Poly Rob. Make sure you like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. First off, I want to say happy Father's Day to all the fathers. You know what I'm saying? All the fathers in the world that's getting to it, doing your daddy duties, holding it down. You know what I'm saying? Right now I'm on my morning walk. It's not early morning, but I'm getting it in, you know what I'm saying? You know, health is wealth. That's what's been told to me numerous times. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I haven't been on, my best health journey, the past couple of years. I've been slipping, but, just get right back on it. Get right back on it. You know what I mean? Let's get right back to it. But I did want to make this blog. I'm not gonna make it too long, but I wanted to make this blog just to talk about, Father's Day, and just a point that I want to make about Father's Day that I feel like everybody should know. You know what I mean? Everybody should celebrate Father's Day, whether you're a father or not, whether your father was in your life or not. I feel like somebody has been a father figure in your life, whether it was your teacher, your uncle, a friend that was older, a cousin. There's different people in your life that can be father figures. And the important thing to remember is, for Father's Day, it's not about just celebrating the good things about, dads and uncles and things like that. It's about celebrating the trials and tribulations too. It's about celebrating or reflecting on the hardships as well, because it's a lot. If you're a father and you put your work in, hey man, it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. I'm definitely gonna be honest. I was a not so great father at a point in time. I'll make another blog about that, because you gotta reflect. You gotta keep it 100 with yourself, whether you're doing the job to your best ability. And early on I wasn't, but this blog is about the ones that get back, the ones that get right. You know what I mean? That figure it out. That has a redemption story of getting back to what's important, which is family. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of times we get on our, I gotta work, I gotta get this money. All due respect, I'm with that. But I learned myself that, family's everything. And you gotta do what's best for the family, you know what I'm saying? Whether the kids is in a 2-parent home, 1-parent home, alternate parents, co-parents, you gotta try your best to work things out and make it benefit for the kids, you know what I'm saying? I've made some sacrifices myself. I'm still making sacrifices, still to this day, for the betterment of my kids. And everybody won't understand it. They're not supposed to understand it. But if that's your journey, you got to stand on your journey. And I believe wholeheartedly that when it's all said and done, my kids will ultimately benefit from my sacrifices, which is my number one goal, is for them to benefit from my sacrifices, no matter how crazy they may be. But what I really wanted to talk about today, sorry for being long-winded, but I'm on this journey, so I just feel like I'm gonna talk to y'all. what I really wanted to talk about was, I really feel like every man that's in their respective grown man phase, if you're a grown man and you've been through life and you've been through, hardships, you've been through problems, trying to figure things out, I feel like you have the ability, even if it's just on a small scale, you have the ability to be a father to someone. It may not even be your own child. It may be like a mentorship, or it may just be a young kid that's just watching your every move, watching how you work, how you communicate with people, how you deal with problems. I think the one thing as actual guardians, as actual fathers, the one thing that we forget is that our kids is watching us. They watching what we do. They watching the decisions that we make. They watching the opportunities that we get. They watching how we deal with it. And sometimes you have to realize that you may not be the best example, but somebody else might be a better example in that context. That's why I believe it takes a village to raise the children. It really takes a village for real. You may be a great guy as far as, how you present yourself and how you talk to people, but you may not be the money guy. You may not be the guy that always got the money. You may not be the most financially literate when it comes to money. But there might be somebody else, like an uncle or a cousin or something, that got that part together. They may be a fatherly influence on just that part of your child's life or a child's life. Every man could be a father to someone. Every man could be a father to someone. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's a piece of cake. But I'm saying if you're a grown man, you're some type of influence to some kid. Recognize who that kid is. Your influence. If you're doing the right things, if you're living righteous, making the right choices, but you don't have kids of your own, you can be a father to somebody else. You know what I mean? I got friends, homeboys, who don't have their own kids, but they father so many young kids, young entrepreneurs, young great kids, just by showing them the way, just by showing them what it takes to survive in this life, to be a good person in this world. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just that. It's just teaching kids how to be great people, how to be kind, courteous, passionate. You know what I mean? This Father's Day and every Father's Day is not just for the men who have contributed to having kids. It's for the men who step up when it's time. Shout out to them. Shout out to the men who step up when it's time. It may be a stepdad or it may be a friend that just be holding it down. That pull up to the birthdays, that pull up to the graduations, that pull up to show support, that help with, getting the kid on the football team or the golf team, or, teach them some moves in basketball or football teach them how to draw, showing them things that they can use as skills later on in life, showing them how to manage their money. It's men out here who don't have children that are great examples of what it takes to be a father in some contexts or in most. I salute them too. You know, I'm going to enjoy my Father's Day by saluting all fathers and all men who contribute to the greatness of our kids. Because that's what it is. It's our kids. It takes a community. It's our kids. You know what I'm saying? And if you got a father that you love, an uncle that you love, because the uncles be holding it down too. The uncles be holding it down. My kids got uncles that's real ones. That's an example for success, example for working hard, example for being who they are, example for morals, example for righteousness, religion. My boys got some uncles that do their thing. Some of them do what they do better than I do. I gotta tip my hat to them. And I'm also an uncle to other kids that are not my biological kids, to help them get to the next plateau. You know what I'm saying? As a man, whether you have created kids or not, you could be a father to someone. I can't stress that enough. And real talk, even though fathers be trying as hard as possible, we need help too, man. We need love too. We need help too. We especially need love and appreciation. You know what I'm saying? Somebody tell a father thank you for coming through for me, or thank you for trying, or thank you for being there, thank you for being an ear, thank you for thinking about me, thank you for going through what you've been going through just to take care of us. I called my dad this morning. I'm gonna keep it 100. I called my dad this morning and wished him a happy Father's Day. Told him I'm gonna get him a 6-pack of Guinness, but I had to apologize to my father. I had to apologize to him because of the sacrifices that I'm now making myself right now on behalf of my kids so they can be well off, you know, in life, in school, you know, make a big culture, career adjustment for the betterment, for more opportunities, more accomplishments, more greatness. And I have to make that adjustment. So I had to apologize to my dad because, you know, he may not agree with some of the decisions that I'm making right now because of how he did it. My dad held it down. He was working 2-3 jobs, coming home tired as hell, but he handled his business. But I had to apologize to him because, you know, I had to tell him times is different. These kids need more, you know, they require more. And in order to bring about the proper change and give them the best platform, sometimes you got to do things you don't want to do. Sometimes you got to do things just for them and not because it benefits you. So I had to I lost money, lost items. You know what I'm saying? I had to sacrifice some.